19 years ago, an 18-year-old was wreaking havoc in Cleveland against the Clippers. That rookie scored 14 points that night, along with 8 assists, with the Cavaliers defeating the Clippers. 2 decades later, that youngster's still playing, and he'll be taking on the youngest player of the current NBA edition, Jalen Duren. In today's video, we'll see what connects the two and also look at the youngest players in the NBA this season.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2022 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
First up, Jalen Duren, a player born after LeBron James made his NBA debut. You might ask, what's the connection between LeBron James and Jalen Duren? Continuing with our story, LeBron James was the youngster ripping it up during his rookie season in the NBA.
LeBron James' first shot is good. Welcome to the NBA.
He averaged nearly 17 points along with 6.4 rebounds and 6.4 assists in his first game before playing his 11th game against the Clippers on the 18th of November. On the same day, some 430 miles away in Pennsylvania, a baby was born named Jalen Duren. He turned 19 last Friday and came up against the Lakers.
Take it. Lob all the way. Duren's there to throw it down,
where LeBron James plies his trade. It's pretty amazing to think about, considering LeBron's been playing in the league before Duren was even born, and he became the first NBA player to be born after James had made his debut. Pretty interesting statistic, but don't read too much into it. The Pistons may have lost to a LeBron-less Lakers side, but they're more than happy with their 13th pick, who has been fantastic. Duren plays without any fear, and the way he carries himself, you'd think he'd been around for a long time. On the other hand, James had a meager 168 career points the day Duren was born. He's now closing in on the record with 37,311 points in his tank already.
James, again, has matched his season high of 34.
go left again.
But it's not like Duren was intimidated by the prospect of potentially facing him. Moving on, Duren doesn't care about age. Dwayne Casey, the Pistons coach, explained how good Duren is by saying that the youngster just feels older. Casey mentioned how sometimes he forgets that he's dealing with a teenager because of the matureness that Duren brings to the franchise and has a high character. His character isn't the only thing that's high, considering the 19-year-old is 6'10" and has a 250-pound frame. He's certainly not a boy when he steps on the court, and you can see that from how he talks. Before entering the league, Duren said, "Age doesn't matter to me. Once we get in between the lines, I'm ready to hoop." Credit him for walking the talk, because he started his career well. He is not dominating the league like LeBron, but treating every youngster with the same measuring tool would be unfair. The Pistons are delighted with the way Duren is progressing because they know the quality he brings. His development is already encouraging, and for someone far from a finished article, Duren is still exceptional to watch. Playing against the Lakers, the 19-year-old came up with 12 points and 8 assists in just over 20 minutes. It wasn't enough to help his side win, but that's not the goal for the franchise either. For the audience, though, it was a bit unfortunate that we didn't see him square up against LeBron, but we'll get a couple more opportunities, and hopefully the King is fit to take him on. Now let's take a look at the youngest player in the NBA. By now we know that the youngest player in the NBA is Jalen Duren, but who are some other young players playing at the highest level? Let's dive in. Starting with number 10, Malaki Branham, San Antonio Spurs, 19 years, 6 months, 10 days. The 20th pick of this year's draft, Malaki Branham is the 10th youngest player to take the court in the 2022-23 NBA season. Branham was picked by the San Antonio Spurs and has featured in 4 games. He made his NBA debut on the 5th of November against the Clippers, playing 14 minutes and coming up with 3 rebounds, 2 points, and an assist. The youngster is still a work in progress, as you'd expect from a 19-year-old, but he has a promising future ahead of him.
Branham got it! Buzzer beater for the Ohio State Buckeye, Malaki Branham.
Then at number 9, Jabari Smith Jr., Houston Rockets, 19 years, 6 months, 9 days. Born a day after Malaki Branham, Jabari Smith Jr. finds himself 9th on this list. He became the 3rd overall pick of this year's draft, and after taking a bit of time to settle in, we're seeing the best of what he has to offer. The Rockets made a surprising move to pick Smith as 3rd overall, but he has looked very promising in recent games. So far, Smith has missed only 1 game for his side and has been playing over half an hour per game. The talent from Auburn University averages 11 points per game and has been coming up with 7 rebounds and more than a block in each of his outings. One for the future.
Spinning into some help defense by defense. Jensen drops it off the two. Who beats the Warriors?
Here's to the rim for the slam.
Up next at number 8, Jeremy Sokin, San Antonio Spurs, 19 years, 6 months, 2 days. The Polish-American talent, Jeremy Sokin, was picked by the Spurs as the 9th overall pick in the draft. A couple of months later, he's shown that it was a good decision. Sokin has played nearly 25 minutes per outing and has appeared in every match for the Spurs. He averages 7.7 points per game with 4.1 rebounds and 1.8 assists. The 19-year-old also comes up with a steal per game and recently enjoyed a great outing versus the Lakers. On to number 7, Ousmane Dieng, Oklahoma City Thunder, 19 years, 6 months, 1 day. The 11th overall pick in this year's draft is Ousmane Dieng, another 19-year-old youngster plying his trade for the Thunder. He played all his opening 4 games for Oklahoma after being picked by the New York Knicks at number 11 in the draft. Since then, he's been playing for the G League to rack up precious minutes to justify his selection. At number 6, Shaedon Sharpe, Portland Trail Blazers, 19 years, 5 months, 23 days. The Trail Blazers are looking very good this year with a 10-6 record, and one of their brightest spots has been Shaedon Sharpe, the 7th overall pick in the 2022 NBA Draft. Sharpe has featured for the Blazers in all games except one, playing over 21 minutes on average and coming up with nearly 10 points per game. His shooting percentage from the field stands at a healthy 53.2%, and his three-point shooting is at a staggering 47.4%. He's among the Rookie of the Year candidates after being integral to this talented Blazers side. Making the top 5, Nikola Jokic, Miami Heat, 19 years, 5 months, 13 days. You can't go wrong with a player called Nikola from Serbia. It might have taken some time for Jovic to make an appearance or the Heat, but he has played the last 3 games and has looked good too. Jovic made his debut versus the Hornets, scoring a 3-pointer in the 2 minutes he played, and has since gone on to feature in 3 more games, averaging a healthy 12.6 points per game in the last 3. He has a special talent. Understandably, the franchise is excited about Jovic's talent. After that, at number 4, Gene Montero, New York Knicks, 19 years, 4 months, 19 days. Gene Montero joined the Knicks after signing an Exhibit 10 deal and played for them during the 2022 NBA Summer League, but hasn't played in the regular season and went undrafted in this year's draft. Into the top 3, AJ Griffin, Atlanta Hawks, 19 years, 2 months, 28 days. Like most youngsters, Griffin has shown his quality but only in flashes of brilliance. Despite playing in every game, bar one, for the Hawks, Griffin's averaging a meager 7.7 points per game, but came up with a career-high 24-point performance against the Milwaukee Bucks. He also produced 17 points along with 5 rebounds and an assist, steal, and a block, each in his latest showing for the Hawks against the Raptors. The young forward is extremely talented, and we can't wait to see more of him as the season progresses. After all, he's one of the 3 youngest talents in the NBA currently.
AJ, mid-ranger. And one.
Coming in at number 2, Trevor Keels, New York Knicks, 19 years, 2 months, 27 days. The Knicks drafted Trevor Keels in the 2nd round of the NBA draft this year. He's made only 1 appearance and played a minute, but he has a rebound to show for the Knicks in the 2022-23 season. Finally at number 1, Jalen Duren, Detroit Pistons, 19 years, 3 days. By far the youngest player in the NBA is Jalen Duren, and probably the most exceptional one too on this list at least. We've raved about Duren enough earlier in the video, but he's showing his quality for the Pistons, and we can't wait to see if he can fulfill his potential. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Jalen Duren can become a Hall of Famer by the time he retires? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.